Ladies, let me tell you something real quick. A man can be as clear as day, but sometimes he's as sneaky as a fox when it comes to letting you know he's feeling you. He might not come out and say it, nah. He'll dance around it, test the waters, play it cool. But I'm here to tell you there are clear signs when a man secretly wants you, and I'm going to break it down for you. When a man is secretly interested in you, one of the first and most telling signs is that he prioritizes your needs. It might not always be obvious, but if you pay close attention, you'll start to see the small things he does to make sure you feel valued, cared for, and important in his life. You see, men are often seen as protectors or providers in society, but when it comes to emotional matters, it's not always easy for them to express their feelings directly. Instead, they show their affection through actions rather than words. And one of the biggest giveaways is how he prioritizes you over other things in his life. Think about this. In the fast-paced world we live in, people are busy. Life is filled with demands on your time, and you're constantly juggling work, family, and social obligations. If a man is genuinely interested in you, he'll start finding ways to fit you into that chaotic schedule. He'll rearrange his plans, push aside some of his own priorities, and make sure that you're a part of his life on a regular basis. This isn't about him doing something grandiose or overly dramatic. It's about him carving out time in his day to check in with you, to support you, and to spend quality time together. If he's consistently making room for you in his busy life, it's a clear sign that you're important to him. One of the key elements here is the idea of him showing care and consideration for your well-being. This doesn't just mean doing something big, like buying you expensive gifts or sweeping you off your feet with grand gestures, though those things can certainly happen too. It's the little things that often mean the most. He remembers your preferences, your likes and dislikes, your hopes and your dreams. He'll make sure to ask how your day went, and he'll listen intently when you talk about your struggles and joys. For example, if you mention in passing that you had a tough day at work or that you're feeling under the weather, a man who's secretly into you will not only remember that, but he'll follow up with care the next time you speak. He might send you a text or call to ask if you're feeling better or if you need anything. That's the subtle but telling sign of someone who cares. He's not doing it to gain some reward or recognition. He's doing it because he genuinely wants to be there for you, even in ways that might seem small on the surface, but in reality, it's these acts of thoughtfulness that build a deeper connection and show that he's invested in your happiness and comfort. It's also important to note that when a man prioritizes you, he won't just show you affection when it's convenient for him. He will step up even when it's not the easiest thing for him to do. Let's say you're going through a difficult time and you need support. A man who truly wants you will be there, even if it's not ideal for him. He might have plans that he was looking forward to, but if he knows that you need him, he'll adjust his schedule to be there for you. This could mean canceling a night out with his friends or changing his work commitments. It's the kind of selflessness that signals genuine care, and it speaks volumes about how much he values you. Sometimes a man might not even realize he's doing it, but the fact that he's willing to make sacrifices for you, whether it's time, energy, or effort, speaks directly to his feelings. If he's willing to put aside his own convenience or comfort for your sake, that's not just a friendly gesture. That's the behavior of someone who sees a future with you. Someone who is emotionally invested and willing to show it through action. Another example is how a man will go the extra mile when it comes to supporting you in your personal goals or challenges. If he sees you working hard on something, whether it's a career ambition or a personal project, he'll offer his help and encouragement in meaningful ways. If he notices that you're overwhelmed, he won't just offer sympathy. He'll ask if there's anything he can do to make things easier for you. He might even lend his expertise if he's knowledgeable in a certain area, or he'll just be a listening ear when you need someone to talk to. By showing up for you in these moments, he's demonstrating that he wants to be your partner, not just someone who's there when it's easy or convenient. It's also about making sure you feel safe and protected emotionally and physically. A man who secretly wants you will take steps to ensure you're comfortable and that you feel secure when you're around him. He won't pressure you into anything, nor will he act in ways that might make you feel uneasy or uncertain. Instead, he'll create an environment where you can relax, be yourself, and feel at ease. This doesn't mean that he's controlling or overbearing. It's about him being considerate of your feelings and needs. If he notices that you're tense or upset, he'll do what he can to help you unwind and feel more comfortable, whether it's by lightening the mood, offering reassurance, or giving you space if that's what you need. Additionally, he'll make sure you feel included in his life and not just on a surface level. Men, especially those who are more reserved or guarded with their emotions, often have a close circle of friends and family that they keep to themselves. But when a man is serious about you, he will start to introduce you to these important people in his life. He'll make sure that you're part of the world he's created for himself, showing you that he wants to integrate you into his life and his future plans. He'll also make sure that he's being transparent with you. This is crucial because it shows that he trusts you and wants to build a foundation of honesty and openness. When a man starts opening up about his own fears, dreams, and ambitions, things that he may not readily share with just anyone, it's a sign that he wants you to be more than just a passing interest. He's letting you into his world because he believes that you might be the one to share it with him long term. All of these actions, whether big or small, send a clear message that this man is secretly interested in you and values your presence in his life. His actions are his way of telling you that you matter, even if he hasn't fully expressed it in words. And the more you pay attention to these signs, the more you'll realize that the care and consideration he shows you aren't accidental. They're deliberate and intentional, meant to show you that he's not just interested in a fleeting connection, but in building something lasting and meaningful with you. It's easy to get caught up in grand gestures, but the truth is, love and affection are often shown in the day-to-day moments. A man who prioritizes you isn't necessarily going to woo you with flashy dates or extravagant gifts. Instead, he'll focus on being there when it counts, whether it's lending a hand, offering emotional support, or simply showing that he values your time and presence. It's the consistency of his actions that speaks louder than anything else. When it comes to understanding the subtle signs of attraction, one of the most telling is when a man goes out of his way to impress you, especially when he's doing it in a low-key, indirect way. While it's easy to recognize when someone is being overtly flashy or trying to show off, the real test is how a man will subtly attempt to impress you without seeming like he's doing too much. This is a key indicator that he's genuinely interested in you. Men who are secretly interested in a woman don't always come right out and say it. Instead, they often rely on more discreet methods to demonstrate their attraction. One way a man might try to impress you is through his achievements, whether it's his professional successes, personal talents, or accomplishments in a particular area. However, he's not going to brag or make a big deal out of it. Instead, he'll bring it up casually in conversation, hoping that you notice and acknowledge his hard work or dedication. It's not about seeking validation or admiration, but rather subtly sharing his successes with you to demonstrate that he's someone who is capable, ambitious, and driven. This isn't about boasting. It's about offering you a glimpse into the aspects of his life that might appeal to you and show that he's worthy of your attention. For example, he might mention an upcoming promotion at work or talk about a project he's been working on, but he won't overemphasize the details. He'll casually mention it in a way that makes it sound like just another part of his life. But for someone who's paying attention, it's clear that he's trying to impress you with the fact that he's successful and competent. He wants you to see him as someone who's driven and focused, someone who has goals and is actively working toward achieving them. By casually bringing up these topics, he's hoping that you'll be impressed by his ambition and drive, not because he's looking for praise, but because he's subtly showing you his potential. Another way a man might try to impress you is through his talents or skills. It's common for men to want to impress a woman by showing off something they're good at, whether it's playing an instrument, cooking a fantastic meal, or demonstrating a skill in a hobby like sports or photography. Again, it's not about being showy or trying to gain attention for the sake of attention. It's about demonstrating that he has something special to offer. He might not flat out tell you how skilled he is, but he'll find a way to let you see his talents in action. For example, if you're at a social gathering or hanging out together and he offers to play an instrument or cook for you, it's a way of saying, I have something to offer that I think you'll appreciate. It's a subtle but meaningful way of trying to impress you by showcasing an ability that might make you see him as more interesting, talented, and well-rounded. Whether or not you're impressed by his skills isn't necessarily the point. What matters is that he's willing to put himself out there and share this aspect of himself with you in a way that's meant to build a connection. A man who wants to impress you might also try to elevate the experiences you have together. If you're going out for a date or spending time together, he may suggest a location or activity that he thinks will make a lasting impression. Whether it's a charming little restaurant that's off the beaten path, a fun outdoor activity that's tailored to your interests, or a surprise plan that he's put together with thoughtfulness, the goal is to show you that he's putting effort into making the time you spend together enjoyable and memorable. He wants to give you an experience that feels unique, fun, and reflective of his ability to think outside the box and create special moments. It's not about grandiosity or overspending. It's about being thoughtful and intentional with his choices. For instance, imagine you've talked about a specific interest or hobby you enjoy, and the next time you hang out, he suggests doing something related to that interest. Maybe he's planned a visit to an art gallery if you're into art, or he's taken the time to find a small, intimate venue where a band plays your favorite genre of music. His thoughtfulness in planning the outing and his desire to share something that aligns with your interests is his way of impressing you without being overt. He's showing you that he listens, that he cares about what you like, and that he's willing to go the extra mile to make sure your time together is something you'll enjoy. Now, it's important to note that while these subtle efforts to impress you can be a sign of his interest, they can also indicate his desire to make you feel comfortable and confident in his presence. A man who's genuinely attracted to you will want to create a sense of ease and connection. And by showing off his achievements, talents, and effort, he's trying to make sure you see him in a positive light. He doesn't want you to feel intimidated or uncertain about him. He wants you to see his worth, not through bragging or boasting, but through the authentic expression of who he is. This could also extend to how he interacts with others around you. If he's trying to impress you, he may subtly try to highlight his social standing or popularity. But again, this won't be done in an overtly flashy or boastful way. Instead, it might come through in how he interacts with other people around you, such as showing respect and care for those he's close to, or demonstrating leadership skills in a group setting. If he's treating others with kindness and generosity, it's another subtle way of impressing you with his character. A man who wants to impress you will also work hard to be attentive and engaged when you're talking. He'll ask meaningful questions about your life, your goals, and your experiences, not just because he's interested in the conversation, but because he wants to make sure that you're engaged in the moment with him. He's trying to make you feel heard and understood, which is ultimately an attempt to deepen your connection. He knows that true emotional attraction goes beyond surface-level compliments. So he works to establish a deeper level of rapport by being present and thoughtful in his interactions with you. At the core of all these actions is the same motivation. He wants to show you that he's someone worth paying attention to. And he's doing it in a way that's meaningful and subtle. He's not trying to overwhelm you with grand gestures, but he's carefully crafting moments where he can demonstrate that he has something special to offer. Whether it's through his talents, achievements, appearance, or thoughtfulness, he's laying the groundwork for a deeper connection, and it all revolves around impressing you in a way that feels natural and effortless. This kind of subtle impressing isn't about playing games or trying to manipulate your feelings. It's about genuine attraction and the desire to create a connection that goes beyond surface-level interactions. A man who is quietly trying to impress you is someone who is emotionally invested, who wants to show you that he's more than just another guy in the crowd. And if you're paying attention to the ways he tries to impress you through his actions, his words, and his thoughtfulness, you'll start to see that his attraction to you is more than just a passing interest. When it comes to understanding how a man feels about you, one of the most significant yet subtle signs that he is secretly interested in you is the way he responds to other people around you. Specifically, how he reacts when other men are present or when other people show an interest in you. This often manifests as jealousy, but not the extreme possessive type that you might immediately think of. Instead, it's a more understated, controlled form of jealousy, a sign that he cares, is protective, and yes, has feelings for you. It's the kind of jealousy that shows he is paying attention to the other men in your life and is subtly trying to signal that he wants to be the one you notice. Jealousy in this context isn't about being insecure or distrustful. It's a natural human reaction when someone is interested in you and wants to be the one you choose. The key here is that a man who's secretly interested in you won't always show his jealousy in obvious ways like confronting you or becoming angry. Instead, he might display his feelings in more subtle, often overlooked behaviors that, if you're paying attention, clearly show he cares about you in a deeper way. Let's start with how jealousy can manifest when other men are around. If a man is secretly interested in you and he sees another man trying to get your attention or spending time with you, he might subtly change his behavior. Maybe he becomes more animated and involved in the conversation, trying to make his presence more noticeable without being overt. He might initiate more playful banter with you, perhaps teasing you in a way that draws attention back to him, subtly ensuring that the other man knows he has a claim on your attention. It's not aggressive. It's more of a gentle reminder to you and to the others around that he's someone you should be aware of. This kind of behavior isn't necessarily driven by insecurity, though it can sometimes appear that way. It's often about trying to assert his place in your life, even without saying it directly. He wants you to know that he sees the other man, and he's suddenly telling you that he's the one you should be paying attention to. It could be as simple as him making more eye contact with you or finding ways to touch you casually in a way that feels comfortable but also communicates closeness. These actions aren't about trying to control you. They are, in essence, a way of saying, I'm here and I care. Another way that jealousy shows itself in a man who secretly wants you is in how he responds to compliments or attention you receive from other men. If someone else praises your looks or gives you a compliment, a man who has feelings for you may display a slight reaction, perhaps a raised eyebrow or a quick change in his demeanor. It's not necessarily a dramatic reaction, but it's a small clue that he's paying attention to how others see you. He may not